on, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but here we go. I think they are actually getting ready. So ladies and gentlemen, Fnatic of 2009 versus NaVi of 2010 in Counter-Strike 1.6 on Inferno. And on NaVi's side, we've got Markeloff, we've got Edward, Zeus, starix, and Xenia, and then we've got cArn, Forest, GetRight, DSN, and Gox. And looks like we're starting off with a knife round as per usual. We have got a little bit of an overlay, so at least that is working. We can look at what's going on the map, and hopefully we can keep up with the action. Maybe you can tell I'm a little bit nervous because spectating like this, as Lurpus was saying, the good old days, it's going to be difficult.
I think you'll be fine.
So.
I hope. I mean, it's just the same old stuff. I do think it's easier to watch when you have the little map. I really can't stand watching HLTV without the little map in the corner, but I know a lot of people hate having it on, so it might not be what the spectators want, but personally,
well, it certainly makes it easier, but it does take up a pretty huge part of the screen, so I think we'll leave it up sometimes, and then other times we'll not so much.
Yeah.
Oh man, so maybe, I mean, you said you thought NaVi had a slight edge, maybe. But do you wanna like predict the winner of this first map at least, just for the fun of it?
I'll give NaVi an advantage. Let's say 16-11.
Yeah, it was picked by cArn. He was the one doing it, and I'm assuming he's the one calling the strats here.
Yeah,
I mean we'll have to think that that's the case. So I don't know. Maybe he's prepared something. He said he did have some time to think about it. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. NaVi starting on the terrorist side of things, and it's going to be Fnatic on the counter-terrorist side. And well, a lot of restarts coming in. I think 3 restarts is the traditional way to go, and then we're live. Let's see. Forest tagged up. Is that his... I don't know. Seems like that's an old nickname as well. And DSN with a 5 instead of an S, and Gox in the lineup as well. We'll have to talk about these players later on, but we've got DSN early on in the middle, jumping in to try and see if he could spot somebody with the USP, and look how they're all walking down. Gox leading the charge, and they all have a USP. There's no other pistols in action right now. And he's trying with the rifle. Oh, wait a minute. They're all coming up. GetRight going to get the first one. Zeus with a return kill and a great grenade. And Gox is going to pick up one more kill. And that leaves just one person alive right now. That's Edward, who used to be the one pistol champion in 1.6. And look at him bunny jumping around, trying to avoid those pistols. It's not going to work out. And Fnatic pushing down the middle and winning the first round.
Yeah, that's a classic Fnatic pistol round. Obviously, if you only started watching CSGO, you're not going to be familiar with that, but they used to like running that one a lot. And I think that's actually the best move to play in such a show match when both teams are out of shape. If you can just kind of do aggro stuff and just surprise the other team, I think it's probably going to work out well. Whereas if you just let them do whatever they feel comfortable doing from years back, that'll be harder to counter. Just because, I mean, all these players are going to have their little comfort zones that they're still used to after all this time, even after not playing. But if you kind of push them out of it, I think it'll be harder to adjust after not playing for so long.
We'll have to see. I mean, it's obviously going to be really fun to see if it's going to be an action-packed game, like you said, maybe less strategy and maybe more sort of aggressive game style. Then we'll have a lot of action to work for. The second round finishing solidly in Fnatic's favor, just defending. I noticed though, GetRight picked up a scout in the second round, just straight on, not trying for anything else. But he's picked up an M4 instead now, and this one has the silencer, and you can take it off and on. It's not like Global Offensive where you have to buy 2 different rifles. So also an interesting style. But look at this. Zeus is coming up in the middle. NaVi, they're mounting an attack. And is it going to be for... Well, they're going toward the archway. DSN is going to pick up one on starix, and they're coming in. Oh, nice headshot, and that's DSN going down. So who's in the bomb site left waiting? That's the problem. Forest is here with the FAMAS all the way at the back. He will land a headshot and tries for one more. He gets the second one. Actually, that was GetRight with the kill coming in, but Forest is going to go down. GetRight still spraying in this game. That's something he's well known for in Global Offensive. And was that what he used to do in 1.6 as well?
Oh, that's definitely what he used to do. I mean, it's not like he never burst. He still does in CSGO as well and tap headshots, but he's a sprayer. He's always been a sprayer, and he probably will always be a sprayer. I don't think that's ever going to really change.
I mean, he seems to have the style down as well, so if it works, maybe there's no reason to try and fix it. And now, well, that round didn't really go how NaVi was looking for. They had a good opening early on, but now they're back to pistols. And, well, we can't really see the money, and there's a lot of things we can't see. We did try and get a different overlay working, but because of some recent updates in 1.6, those overlays weren't actually working, so we can't see the health bars or anything like that. We did try and fiddle around with it for a few hours, but it wasn't really working out. And, well, get right. Talking about spraying, well, he's up to it once again. He will go down there, but Gux is right here on the flank and should be able to get the kills. And that's a really noticeable difference, isn't it, as well? Just the amount of blood that shoots out from a headshot is definitely...
That's really nice. It's a good feeling when you get a headshot on someone who doesn't have head armor. Trust me. It is. And also the death animations, they're also great.
Yeah, I have to agree. It does feel a little bit more rewarding in some way. It definitely does. But now, let's see. NaVi, they are going to have rifles again. And they're just going to go straight up the middle here. They're going to challenge anybody. starix, they're shooting through the smoke and not finding any kills. And he's going to go up banana. Let's see if he could find anybody here. Oh, what is this spray through? I think he must have been flashed then. Get right is going to pick up 1 kill. starix is going to have to fall back. He's on 72 HP. They still want to go for it. Zeus is going to drop as well. It seems like no matter where NaVi go right now, it's completely closed off. What could they do to bring up to open somewhere? They're going very slowly, which is kind of what NaVi are known for, is it not?
Yeah, they're always used to playing fairly slow. The problem is that they don't have any routine to counter these aggressive attacks by Fnatic. Like I said, that's probably going to be the best way to play 1.6 after such a long break. So they just don't have a lot of ways to counter the quick attacks. So as long as Fnatic keep pushing a lot and hitting their shots, NaVi are going to be in trouble until they can start getting those kills.
Well, right now they were pushing slowly again, and Markeloff walking in to DSN's AWP, which is going to bring a smile to many people's face. It's been a long time since we were able to say that in Counter-Strike, well, I guess back in 2009 or something like that. Get right, going to be taking down starix as the final man, and, well, nobody on Fnatic dying. That was a flawless round coming in, so their money situation is going to be improving just round by round at this point, and NaVi, they, maybe the slow style, maybe they need to throw that away a little bit and just try and go for it here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely starting to get to that time when they do need to start doing something different, but you also got to remember they've only played 2 gun rounds, and after such a long break from playing 1.6, I would assume each map in 1.6 is going to be fairly CT-sided. So as a result, you know, wouldn't really be too worried, but obviously pistols are probably going to play a pretty big part in how this show match goes.
You have to imagine that. What we're also seeing is a lot of wall banging going on. Like, they're really spraying at those walls, even when people are falling back, because you can just shoot through a lot thicker walls, and something that I really enjoy. It's fun to see those wall shots go off. And now they're going to go up the middle towards Archway again. They're not trying to smoke off towards quads. They're just sort of slowly walking there, seeing if they could catch anybody. And who are they going to find? It's going to be DSN, and Gux is now defending up on the hallways. He's going to try and get one. He will not. Markeloff will take the kill, and now they have the bomb site. They can just take down Forest. He gets the 1 kill in. Can he get the second? He can, in fact. And he's going to go for a third, but Markeloff will finally take him down. That leaves Get Right and cArn. That is a 2-on-2 situation. The bomb is not planted yet. cArn is going to pick up a kill. Markeloff alone. He tries for it, but no. cArn comes in with the double. And that leaves... Well, cArn right now is actually 4-0. He hasn't died yet. That's pretty good, but he's still at the bottom of the scoreboard. Get Right with 8 right now and 1. That's a pretty good...
I mean, cArn hasn't been the most aggressive player on Fnatic naturally. I mean, he never was that guy, so you wouldn't expect him to completely change his game. He's always been the B player, and NaVi has mostly been going towards A. And when they have gone to banana, Fnatic have been aggressive there. So he really just hasn't seen a whole lot of action so far, but obviously he's done his job very well.
Yeah, whenever he's been called for, he'll definitely show up and try and do something. Again, a very defensive setup coming out right now for Fnatic. Not doing too much, letting NaVi come to them, and it seems to be working out for them. Whenever they turn a corner, there's somebody from Fnatic waiting. Forest is in the middle here. Where are NaVi going to go? Looks like they're up in the apartments, just trying to walk over into that A-bomb site. They really prefer the A-bomb site over the B-bomb site, it seems like. Yeah, and Edward's also really aggressive in lane. Gets the first kill on Forest. Yeah, Gux coming in, finding Markeloff up in the apartments, and he's going to actually go aggressive. No, he's going to fall back. Making sure he doesn't get wall banged down from Zeus, who's down here. A bit of a standoff between Gux and the rest of the NaVi squad, and if he can just stay alive for a little bit, maybe he could do it. It's basically a 2-on-4 right now. Gux trying to wall bang through, not going to hit the shot yet. Oh, he's going to go down as Edward with the shot and leaves. DSN and cArn, actually, they were 3 people alive, but... Just cArn alive. DSN died during the lag. He's stuck there. Yeah. I got cheated. And starix is going to pick up the final kill, 6 for 1, and NaVi pick up the first round. So there it is. Finally, they get 1 on the board, and maybe that's going to be the beginning of some sort of comeback here for them. How many rounds do you need on the terrorist side of 1.6 Inferno?
Inferno's always been very even map. You might be able to win 12-3 on CT side, or you might lose 3-12 on CT side, depending on how your team and the other team match up in terms of playing style and how pistols go. Obviously, I wouldn't really put almost any emphasis on how the halves go in a game like this, where the teams haven't played in a long time. Like I said, I expect the entire match to be fairly CT sided, just because these teams haven't played in so long, and they probably don't have any routine at all left on the terrorist sides.
Yeah, that's definitely the one that requires the most decision making. You know, you have to be the one going aggressively and trying to do it. Well, Forrest is going to pick up a kill here. And I noticed they actually put 4 people in the A-bomb side early on to try and grenade down the middle, and then they rotated cArn on over to the B-bomb side. And, well, that seems to be where NaVi are going right now. If we bring up the minimap real quick, we can see. Let's see if cArn can defend. He's trying to get some shots. He's trying to counter flash as well. And NaVi, they are coming for him right now. He's not going to go down yet. Forrest has shown up to help out. All of Fnatic are pretty much here. Look at that. NaVi just getting rushed down. So, Lurpus, this is pretty much what you've been saying. You did, the counter-terrorist sign maybe a little bit stronger when you're having teams that aren't that used to playing.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, you just need a lot of coordination with the flashes and everything else to be able to take over sites in 1.6. Obviously, the flashes, at least in my opinion, aren't as powerful as in CSGO, even though they don't last for that long anymore. You know, you don't get the whole deafening effect and all that stuff. Plus, also just sounds are a lot better in 1.6. I mean, you can really tell where teams are going if they don't walk the whole way. So,
yeah.
I just think this match is going to favor the counter-terrorist a lot. So, we shouldn't read too much into the early scores.
All right, we won't indeed, but Forrest is picking up yet another kill. That's Markeloff and Zeus going down, both of them, and that's going to be Get Right with a kill on starix. He gets a second one, and that was Senia kind of jumping down on top of him. That was really funny. And it's going to be Edward. He gets overrun. He was trying to stay alive somehow, where there used to be a cut, but now, in 1.6 there's boxes instead. So trying to stay alive outside of the window there. That's going to be 8-1, and we'll have to see if NaVi could somehow find a way back in. What are they going to buy? They're going to be buying some deagles, and that is something we're really missing a lot right now in Global Offensive, is it not? The deco doesn't happen that often.
No, there really aren't many save round wins in 1.6. Most of the time, it's just people who have more money kind of padding their stats, especially in a game like this. I mean, I guess there's one kill from Markeloff. Looks like he might be able to get the second. No, never mind.
Edward's walking up. He gets the one shot, but cArn will take him down. So we did see 2 deagle headshots. They weren't the most beautiful, but they were there. Everything counts. As long as we get to see some deagle kills, I'm definitely going to be happy. Because when we were talking earlier about the joy of getting a good headshot in 1.6, especially against someone who has no head armor, and you kind of see the blood gushing out and all that stuff, and the death animations. I guess shooting somebody with a deagle is one of those feelings too.
Well, at least to me, killing people with a deag was never that rewarding, because I do think it's sort of a random gun. So I definitely think you get more out of getting some nice kills with an M4 or an AK, because when you do, it was actually your skill and not just some random factor in there. Because obviously deagle's not very consistent in terms of how the bullets go in 1.6. At least that's what most people would say, I think. I guess there's always been some people who are better with it, but generally I would say that's the case.
But it's definitely been worse than in Global Offensive, has it not? I mean, it seems like it's even more random in Global Offensive, from what I can tell.
Well, the thing is, they keep messing with the deagle, Like, it was good at one point, and then they made it really bad, where the recoil is just terrible, even between bullets. So, it's just hard to tell, because the game's still being updated so much, and so people don't get, like, months and months and months to learn how to use the weapons sometimes.
Well, that could be a factor too. We'll have to see. The A-bomb side is being under attack, and, well, Zeus is going to go down. starix trying to see if he could sneak around here. And the bomb is going to go down, so NaVi, they have this bomb side on lockdown, and keeping a lot of people inside, and you can see how Fnatic are trying to shoot through, but Forrest is going to pick up one, going to go down to Markeloff there. It's going to be Markeloff, and cArn is actually somehow FK, and the game crashed. Did it crash for you as well?
Not for me. cArn crashed, but
I think I crashed with cArn.
No, right. I think that was a while back, but we're not missing much. Xenia just took out DSN for his first kill in the game, and NaVi just won their second round, but Fnatic are still up 9-2, and I mean, they're really looking pretty good so far. Obviously, like we said, not a lot of stuff going on for these teams as terrorists, but you gotta take what you can get.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is how it's going to start off, isn't it? Oh, wait a minute. I think we need the volume on, otherwise it's not going to be a fun game. There we go. So, yes, back into the game we are, and actually, for some reason, I can't see any of the scores or anything like that. So what is the score now?
Score is 9-2. You're going to be able to see once the round ends.
Oh, there's so many little things that I forgot everything about. So that's why we have you here as well, Lopez, so you can remind us of all these little tricks.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say Valve dropped the ball somewhere around 2003 when they stopped updating the game.
There's gonna be at least 1 or 2 Valve devs out there listening and just like, you know, face palming right now. But that's good fun. That's good fun. I appreciate that. Flash is coming up from Forest, and they will get flashed, but he's not hitting any shots. Forest, come on. He's gonna get one, but he will go down to Edwards. That was definitely a little bit of a screw up, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was some weak spraying on the Forest part, but you know, obviously he's not really in shape for 1.6 either. I mean, his aim is always going to be good, but the recoil is just so different in CS:GO that I would assume a lot of people are going to be missing a lot of sprays today.
Yeah, because there are actual spray patterns in this game that you need to memorize, and as you kind of mentioned earlier, that maybe some of these Fnatic players have a little bit less to unlearn. At least cArn, Gux, and DSN, but maybe Forest and GetRight have actually got so used to the global offensive style that they're missing some of these things.
Well, I mean, so has everybody on NaVi though. They played, you know, they might have switched over a few months after, but they've also been playing for almost a year now, so it's going to be the same for everybody on NaVi as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely true, and we'll have to see how it goes. Once they're on the counter-terror side, maybe he could do more. cArn actually picking up another kill. That was on Markeloff, so NaVi went for the chase there and couldn't actually hunt him down, but they get the round 9-3, and now, I mean, at least in global offensive terms, they're at the point where they could perfectly make the comeback if they just win the pistol round in the second half.
I mean, there really is always a comeback. You know, you can still win 6 rounds after being down 9-0. So
yeah,
it's definitely not over, especially in a game like this.
We'll have to see. I see, yeah, DSN's get ready to get flashed out by cArn there. He's going to actually take the leg shot on one person, but he's getting grenaded down and triple grenade. And because those grenades do damage through walls, definitely a very powerful tool to take over Banana. And cArn, is he crashed again? I think he must be, so that's very unfortunate because that loses them the bomb site. But that's how it goes. cArn needs a better computer, apparently. Grenades coming over, flashes in through. GetRight is going to open up the bidding here in the B bomb site, but the bomb is already planted. And he's trying to wallbang through with this AK. They're hiding inside the site. Let's see. Zeus comes out, actually tries to spray down the lagged out model, which is not what he's looking for. Markeloff is going to pick up one headshot. He gets a second one. Can he go for a third? Still more people coming. They keep getting tricked out by that, but they've got 2 people left alive, and I think this is done. Forest landing some great shots, but there's no time left for him to get this, and, well, he's going to make a run for it. I think Seni is going to explode, so that's going to be it. Forest picking up the final kill. No escaping from that. I don't know if that was worth it in the end, because he ended up blowing up. We don't really know what their money is like, but he must have had enough money to buy, I suppose.
Forest has died quite a bit lately. I wouldn't be surprised if Fnatic has to save now. NaVi obviously will have money. They won't have a ton of money, but I think Fnatic will probably save. And it looks like they will. I mean, that's just one of those things where, because it's not an overly serious match, you know, obviously all these players are going to be trying, but it's not like they're playing for a lot of prestige. You know, they're just playing for some prizes and for the community's enjoyment. So I think it also makes for a better game when you see people going for those 1v3s and just trying to get exit kills that it would be if he ran all the way to T-spawn to try to save that weapon.
I guess that does make sense. Gux here trying with the Deagle, but not going to make it work. Let's see. Forest getting 1 kill. Trying for more. He gets the headshot on Senia. Can he go for the third one? Markeloff is right around the corner. He tries again. He's not hitting it, but from behind, GetRight is coming up. And how many people are left alive? I think it's just GetRight. And then Zeus and Markeloff on the other team. So see if he could find them. One is in pit, and actually both are in the pit now. And he's, I mean, still in 1.6. We're seeing GetRight, the ultimate lurker, coming in from behind. But if he picks up this AK, can they hear him?
Yeah, they're going to be able to hear him.
Yeah, there's the AK picked up, so they'll definitely know. Look at Zeus already, and he's just going to spray right through. So you talked about how the sounds make a big difference, and they do. Picking up a rifle like that, instantly alerting NaVi to his presence, and, well, that's going to be 9-5 now. So NaVi really making a good comeback here on the terrorist sides, and now we're at the final round.
We are indeed, and, you know, now if NaVi wins this round, they win the pistol, boom, we're tied.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Fnatic's going to buy third round, but more or less. So, you know, you just can never count the teams out too early. Surely you've already learned that in CSGO as well. We see those big comebacks. I mean, even in the ESWC final, very games were up 12-3 on Mirage.
They weren't. They didn't make it out alive. You're absolutely right, and that's obviously one of the things that's so great about this game in general is the fact that that those comebacks are possible. You can say that it's really likely a team isn't going to win, but you never really know. Good kill though this round early on up in the apartments on Forest, and cArn is going to pick up one. He does go down, so now it's on Gox. DSN in the middle picking up one with the rifle. He's actually going to go aggressively to try and find somebody, but starix is there waiting, and that's one of those AK headshots. And now, are we down? Forest is still alive, and oh, he's going to get flanked. Get right coming in from behind with that. Good half is called, and it's going to be 10-5, so you're absolutely right. Could definitely still go either way, and we'll have to see with the pistol round as we almost always do, isn't it? I mean, that pistol round is important. Do you feel like it's more important in Global Offensive or in 1.6, or is it roughly equal?
Well, I guess in CSGO you win a little more ecos. So in that sense, you could say that it's more important in 1.6, but I think generally it's not really that big of a difference.
Roughly the same. So
also, something that I would point out though is because I mean, and I know this is like the gazillion time that I mentioned this, but since these teams don't have a lot of things planned for 1.6 anymore, obviously now pistol rounds are more important than they would normally be.
Oh yeah, because that at least gives you a little bit of breathing room and maybe some free rounds after that. See them trying to jump around, waiting for the restart, and here we go. The second half is coming up. It's still the first map here on Inferno in the 1.6 part of this, so we'll have two 1.6 maps, then we'll have a global offensive map, and whoever wins that best of three is gonna, or whoever loses actually, is gonna be able to choose what the final one. Because technically, I think it's a best of 5 we've got going on here.
Yep.
So let's see if
unless one team wins 3-0, but
that's true. If that happens,
I would assume we're gonna get at least 4 maps.
That does seem reasonable. Oh, look at the aggressive play. So NaVi doing the exact same thing that Fnatic did, really going aggressively in the middle, and Forrest is trying to bring it back, but it's not easy. In the meantime, the bomb is actually rushing into the bomb site. Get right leading the charge. Edward is going to take one kill with the pistol, and Get right trying to spray his way out of this one with the Glock. Well, can't really do that. He's going to be able to put down the bomb, but he's surely going to get overrun. And the Glock here, it's not the global offensive Glock. You can't just one-shot people, even though that's been changed. It's the USP really is a powerful pistol in this sense, and the diffuser is going to come in. NaVi winning the pistol round, and now all of a sudden we've got a game on our hands.
Yeah, I mean the USP is just a way superior pistol in 1.6. There's no question about it. It's just light years better than the Glock. Obviously, you still get the advantage of rushing together with a Glock, but aside from that, you just always want to have a USP. I mean, even those rushes, you want to have a USP, but those are the places where you can beat the USPs with a Glock is when you go together with your team.
We'll see if they can manage to pick up a USP, maybe steal one. Definitely some changes to the pistol dynamics in this game. Looks like, well, the bomb's kind of down in the middle. They're pushing up Banana, and are they hoping for somebody to maybe peek out here, or are they just waiting to go for a timed rush?
I assume they're waiting for the spams to die down.
Oh, yeah.
Or they get closer.
Zeus is definitely waiting here. Grenade. Is he going to throw it out at the right time? Well, Senia's kind of alone in the bomb site, but it doesn't matter. He's getting all the kills. And there we see Zeus coming in with 2 as well. So that was a pretty good defense. They were holding pretty far back, though. It seemed like they were allowing them to get really far into almost up into the plateau on the bomb site before they took them down.
Yeah, but they had a good crossfire set up for that spot. That's the whole thing. You don't want to peek too early where you're going to get into aim duels, because even with a Glock, you can sometimes get that one goosh on a player, at which point their aim is just going to punch up. Obviously, both NaVi players had hit armor there, so that wouldn't have happened, but it still makes sense to play safe.
It does, and well, they made it work as well, and you did predict the third round buy coming out here from Fnatic. They did put down the bomb, so we'll see if they can make it work. Zeus here is going to take a shot on Forest and take him down. cArn trying to return some damage, and we've got Markeloff in the middle with an AWP, and I feel like I have to spectate him, just because, this is definitely part of the Counter-Strike history, isn't it? Markeloff's AWP, it really wreaked havoc when NaVi made it onto the scene back in 1.6.
Oh, it did for sure. I mean, he's definitely one of the best operators of all time. I would even argue that he's in one of the top 2. But I was actually watching his 1.6 stream for like 2 rounds last night when I saw on Twitter that he was streaming late at night, and you could say he looked a little rusty.
A little bit rusty. Maybe he could pick it back up. He's going to certainly get a chance to do that because they're coming for him right now. He doesn't get the shot, and actually bunny jumping around the corner was one of the Fnatic players. The bomb should be going down here, and they are going to try and flash him out. It's not quite working. And let's see, he's waiting for them to make a peek, but they do not want to face this AWP. Grenade comes in, will not take anyone out. He's going to try for the shot, doesn't hit it, and DSN will take him down through the crate. So that's going to leave Senir alone. And seems like he wanted to make a run for it, but he gets found instantly. So a great round coming in from Fnatic in the third round, and that's going to be it. That's Fnatic taking a huge step towards winning this first map, isn't it?
It's a step. I'm not sure if it's a huge step because a lot of it is going to ride on the next round. Once after NaVi save, no, they're not going to save.
Yeah.
Nope, they're going for a forest buy. So even more so the case if NaVi wins this round, especially without giving Fnatic a bomb plant, Fnatic are going to be on a save round, and that's going to give NaVi the little advantage once again going into the next round. We see starix boosted up on the super high ledge. He has one really famous highlight from this spot against Forest from Arbalec Cup Europe.
Well, we have to spectate him now, don't we? Because you know, we've got to see if he can recreate it. Obviously, that's what he wants as well. Edward was saying earlier he wanted to recreate a pistol ace, so that was on Tuscan. We'll see if he could do it. I think they picked the map to do that. Yeah,
it looks like Markeloff and Edward are going to get all the action here in lane, though. Doesn't look like anyone's actually going to go spawn side, but we'll see. Actually, Fnatic's gonna... Looks like they are going to wrap all the way back. Zeus had pushed up and got taken out by Forest, and now they're just completely stuck in the rotations with Get Right just wreaking havoc in the wrap side.
You're absolutely right. That's going to be a third kill coming in there, I think. Was it the fourth one even? Did he get all the kills so far?
No, he only got the first, ladder 3, sorry.
And the ladder 3.
I believe cArn get the... No, Forest was the one who got the first one.
So now it's going to be up to starix with the deagle, but no, Gark's coming around the corner, and, well, the aim is still there, even though he's been in retirement for a while. He still seems to be able to remember a little bit how that aim works in this game. Do you see at all? I mean, I guess you don't read their minds, obviously, but DSN and Garks, do you see any chance that they're going to, you know, after this, are going to feel like they should come back and maybe play some global offensive?
Don't think so. I think most people, when they come back, they're sort of like what Nico just did, where he said he was going to quit because of school and whatever blah 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 reason, and then he comes back in a couple months. I think people who can successfully be gone for like a year, I think they're just over Counter-Strike. You know, it's fun to play sometimes, but I think the hardest part is the first couple months when you don't play. If you're bored and you don't have enough things to replace Counter-Strike, because obviously it's doing something that you play for say 6 hours a night and all of a sudden stop is going to be a big void in your life. Now if you can replace it, then you're going to be bored. But if you find a way to do something else with all that time for a year, I just don't see how that's going to be a problem, short of like something else changing in your life that's going to make you bored once again.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I guess if they had exchanged the game for you know, not a competitive game and then gone and played that, but if you're right, I mean, if they moved on with education or just life in general, maybe it's hard to just come back and play it full time. But there's always hope.
Well, I mean, there's also a case of sorry, I lost my track of thought. I was doing something. You know, once you just haven't played in a while, you get used to your sort of a new life, you know, because when you play professionally, you're gonna have a lot of nights spent in front of the computer, and I know that's something I very much enjoyed, is not having to be in front of the computer from 7 to 11 p.m. every night of the week. Yeah. And you know, once you get used to that freedom, it's not easy to let it go. I'll tell you that much. You sort of like it, especially after all these years. You know, all these guys have played just as long as I have, so it's just really nice to have some freedom once again.
Some freedom, not be tied down to a practice schedule and all that stuff. Well, NaVi, they do have a practice schedule, obviously, and we'll see starix, maybe it's paying off there. A good amount of kills coming in. I think it was actually 3 kills as they tried to rush into that A-bomb side, and again, the counter-terrorist side proving quite strong here on Inferno against between these two teams, which is what you've been talking about a little bit as well. So now we know that there's every chance that NaVi could come back and win this. And cArn, he sounded a little bit worried as well when he started off talking about the match. He was saying, well, he actually thought that they might lose against NaVi. So if they could win this first map, at least that would be something that they could brag about later on.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be something that might get brought up at like an ESWC type after party. That's for sure the case.
Remember that show match?
Sounds like exactly something that would be brought up there, but you know, that's pretty much all there is. It's just for a little bit of bragging rights, and it's all in good fun.
Well, I mean, these teams have already won more or less everything that there was to be won back in the day. So now having the bragging rights, maybe that's the most important thing at this point. Look at Forest in the middle. Hey, that's Edward, sorry, taking down Gux. That was a nice shot with the M4, but he's going to go down to Forest, who gets another headshot in. And while Forest cleaning up this bomb site, it's going to leave Senia alone. He's trying to sort of do a little bit of... well, what is that style of walking, doing when he sort of ducks all the time? What's the word?
Crouch hopping is what we call it.
Crouch hopping, is that also... I think people call it Russian walking, didn't they, as well? Or is that
no, it's thing? Russian jumping, but it's just... I feel like that's a really flawed name for it.
All right.
I feel like crouch hopping is like the proper way of calling it, and then some people just picked up Russian jumping just because they started doing it first. Or they actually didn't start doing it first, but they were the ones who got caught doing it, and there was a big deal out of it. So I just feel like that's sort of a flawed name for it.
Right.
I prefer to stick to the...
but it's basically a way of making sure you don't get the run sound, but you get a little bit more speed doing it, so...
Yeah, it's significantly faster than walking, and especially in tournaments where it's kind of loud, it's really hard to hear if you're crouch hopping properly. Whereas running, obviously, a lot easier to hear.
Yeah, so everything being put to the use here. They do remember some of the tricks. cArn taking down Forest on his own team, but Senia is still going to be found with one of those grenades that does damage through walls. That is definitely one of the really big changes. Like the amount, like just if you just took this game and removed the grenades so that they didn't do damage through walls, it would instantly be a very different game. And when we kind of see the effects of it in Global Offensive World, grenades are used very, very differently. So that's going to leave it at 5-3 for the second half. Fnatic, they're doing really, really well. And did they get 9 rounds in the first half, I think?
I know they got 10 rounds. They wound
10.
up winning the final round as well.
So they're really doing well. Actually, they just need one more round here.
Indeed, it really does look like they're proving me extremely wrong on my prediction. No doubt about that one.
That is, I mean, that's always good, isn't it? When you get a prediction wrong, you know it's because something interesting has happened.
Yeah, well, I sort of went against my own prediction, because my initial prediction is I think NaVi has an advantage in the best of 3, but I also said I think Fnatic has an advantage in 1.6 because their players haven't played Go. So I sort of contradicted myself, and I'm not feeling happy about it because I feel like I should have predicted Fnatic to win.
Well, there's no taking it back now. Markeloff is trying to defend his bomb site, but actually it's going to be the other side. Edward with a good deagle headshot. Can he get another one? He's trying for it, but they're all coming right around the corner, and that will leave Markeloff alone in this bomb site, trying to gun it out. He will take Forest, but it might be too late. It's a 3-on-1. The bomb is going to go down surely very soon. And Markeloff, well, NaVi, they might be about to lose the first map here on Inferno, which was picked by cArn, and the next map is definitely going to be on Tuscan. So we'll see how it goes. Get around actually trying with a knife to see if he can make it happen. Now Flash is coming in for Markeloff. Now in a 1-on-2. It was 1-on-3. He's going to go for it, trying to shoot 3. We'll find another kill. It's a 1-on-1, and Markeloff is going to get it, and there it is. And then the game actually crashes. That's not fair, is it?
Well, it did not crash for me once again.
Oh man, it did. Right as that happened, it went down. I'll go try and get back in, but I guess...
Markeloff did get the defuse, I can tell you that much. So the first map's still not over. My prediction in terms of score might have been wrong, but we could still go into overtime, and NaVi could prove me right. So here's hoping. Here's hoping, guys.
How happy are you going to be if it turns out that way?
Slightly. We didn't wager on it. That would have made a bigger difference. I do remember losing an adult beverage to you in an earlier bet some months back.
Oh yeah, well maybe we should have done that. Oh, I think my game is even more bugged out now because I can't seem to get into first person mode. Can I? Oh, there we go. I just needed the menu up and then we're good to go. So now, well, NaVi, they're fighting to tie the game and bring it to overtime. I'm not even sure we predicted that would happen. I'm not sure we have any overtime rules, but maybe there's a standard that we can use and we'll figure it out when it comes.
Yeah, I think these guys have played overtime a couple times.
This happened before.
Yeah, you could say that. They were one of my examples for the ESWC rule change, which you're welcome, everybody in the community.
Oh yes, yeah, those were. I'm glad we didn't end up seeing that though, but it was close a couple of times. Definitely not something that I would vote for, the format that they had proposed. But now NaVi trying to retake this bomb site. How is it going? Not very well. Forest is going to pick up a kill there, and it's going to be Edward coming in. And how many people are left alive? I have no idea because I can't tell.
It's a 1v4 for Edward, so it looks like Fnatic are indeed going to take this map, but this is also... Let's not tell cArn about my prediction, because otherwise he's going to rub it in my face on on the next podcast.
I'm sure word will get to him. Edward fighting bravely to bring it down.
I'm sure it will not, because no.
There's 20